It's Monday, December 20th, 2021. Markets just closed. Dow Jones down 433 points today. Earlier this morning, it was down 650 points. Now, that plunge protection team probably got in there. The Fed got in there. And they really tried to prevent a disaster today. And they were successful. This market should have come down a lot more. But again, you know and I know how manipulated and rigged these markets are. We're hearing that the president's going to come out tomorrow, talk about this health crisis and what they're going to do. And I had somebody write me today from Canada saying that they're shutting things down in Canada. This is just going to absolutely overwhelm small businesses, decimate small businesses. We could see that coming here. Now, this new health crisis that we have, look, whether you believe it, you don't believe it, I don't get political here. But one thing is for sure, that if they bring in more mandates, this is going to be very bad for the real economy. This is going to be especially bad for small businesses. This will absolutely annihilate the restaurant industry. And look, there's a lot of people out there very scared to go out, scared to travel, scared to be in big crowds. They're not going to go to the malls. They're not going to go out to dinner. So again, whatever your belief is, I'm not going to sit here and be political, but whatever your belief is, one thing is for sure, no matter what you believe, this is going to have a very negative, catastrophic effect on this economy if they engage more mandates into this economy. It's going to be especially bad for small businesses. And on top of that, we have a mystery that now lies on how little tightening it's going to take or be required of the Fed to send this economy into a depression. Because I don't think it's going to take a whole lot of tightening when you look at how weak and how ill this economy is. We are entering the unknown, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't sit here and profess to have all the answers, but I hope that you're thinking outside of the box. I hope that you're making some type of exit strategy, that you have some kind of emergency plan, that you're putting some hard tangible assets away, that you're critically thinking for yourself and doing something, because we are now entering the unknown. CNBC today, shopping in stores on the final Saturday before Christmas, down 26% from the 2019 levels. Now, it was up compared to 2020, but way down from 2019. And what does this mean? Yes, a lot of people will shop online, but this is, again, very bad for small business. This is bad for your local retailers, bad for your local malls and shopping plazas. And more than likely, I don't have the restaurant numbers here, but if people aren't out shopping at retailers, there's not as many people going out to lunch, out to dinner, etc. So this is going to be just a horrible year for retailers and restaurants. And my question is, and please comment down below, how many retailers and restaurants are even going to be around in 2022? We've lost hundreds of thousands of businesses already. And when you see a number like this, down 26%, down 26% from 2019. And look, I think that's a really conservative number. I would probably argue and say that it's even worse than that. But again, how many of these retailers and restaurants are going to be around in 2022? How many right now are even paying their rent? How many are a year behind on rent? How many of these retailers, store owners, restaurant owners are behind on their home mortgages? It's a disaster, ladies and gentlemen. And when we hear from the president tomorrow, this could cause more problems. I don't know what he's going to say. We'll find out. But if they start putting a squeeze on these businesses with requirements, it's going to be a problem because people will just not go out. They just will not go to the store. They will not go to the restaurants. They will stay home. They will order things online. And I'm sorry, this economy is not going to survive with people just shopping online with money that they don't have. I went to pick up some food the other night at a restaurant, and one of the waiters there just said, it's him, a couple busboys, that's it. They have no other help. It's 2-3 busboys and just him servicing all these tables. And he says people are getting angry because, you know, they're not moving fast enough. But he's like, I'm the only waiter here. And he said, look, everybody's at home doing, you know, whatever. And I said, how long does this last? How long does an economy stay afloat when people are not working? And what happens when these restaurants and retailers don't have people to run these businesses? Eventually they go out of business. And then what happens? We have more vacant real estate, more vacant buildings, more people not working, less taxation coming into the cities to pay for police and fire and keeping the roads up and whatnot. This is going to be a very, very ugly cycle, and people don't understand the repercussions of all this. And I'm literally speechless today with the mess. And again, Dow Jones only down 433 today, on top of all the news that we're getting. And you know, they like to blame the health crisis when the market goes down. But look, we've had nothing but all-time highs since the health crisis. Think about that. Every time it goes down, they blame this health crisis. But for 2 years, we've seen nothing but all-time highs in these markets since the health crisis. So I don't believe this health crisis has anything to do with these markets. What I do believe is 0% interest rates, all this massive money printing, and now the economy unraveling is beginning to have a real effect on these markets. And they're going to have to buy more, print more, you name it. I don't know what kind of tricks they're doing behind the scenes. There's no transparency. We know that. They answer to nobody. So who knows what is going on? But I know, just like you, these markets should have just absolutely got slammed today. Stagflation is coming to a theater near you. This on The Hedge today. Good article. Look, it's a perfect storm, ladies and gentlemen. Inflation rising and consumer spending is falling. This is very, very bad for our standard of living, for our country, for our economy. People had savings when they were receiving the stimmies and all the benefit checks, but that's no longer the case. We're watching people's savings and disposable income crater. And that's why less people are out shopping. That's why the retail numbers are down. And look, they can manipulate whatever they want. You know as well as I do, we don't see the restaurants as busy as we did. I don't see the shopping malls as busy as we did. I don't see people out like we did. You can blame it on whatever you want, but at the end of the day, this economy is suffering. And the main reason why, it's not a health crisis, the main reason it's suffering is because the free money has ended. People's savings have dried up, and they just don't have the disposable income to go out there and shop. So now it's payday loans, it's personal loans, it's buy now, pay later services, it's credit cards. That's what they're relying on. And they're going to be more reliant on those entities to just pay for the essentials, let alone Christmas presents. Real savings are dropping. The consumer is running out of gas to fuel spending and corporate earnings. The consumer is going to have a hard time just putting gas in their car, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's next. That's what's next. And if they enforce some new rules tomorrow, this is going to put a real damper on this economy. We right now are witnessing slower spending, higher prices, and lower earnings, which reduces stock prices, lowering the wealth effect, resulting in stagflation. And now tapering is becoming a real threat to the market, on top of a cratering economy, which no longer can be propped up. It is, you know, for years, they rolled over this economy with all this money, all this QE, the helicopter money. You watch the TV, everything's great, everything's wonderful. They'll swing it around today, I'm sure, on some of these business channels that everything's fine, don't worry. Look, markets could be up 500, 1,000 points tomorrow. I don't even really care. If the market goes up 2,000 points tomorrow, does it really matter? Does it change your life? Does it make your life better? It's not going to change my life. I'm out of these markets except for a few little gambles that I have in some mining stocks. But other than that, I'm in hard tangible assets, gold, silver, and cash. And I'm sitting back waiting to see how this is all going to play out because I think big sales are coming. They can no longer control these markets like they once did. It is beginning to get out of control. They were able to control the stock market longer than the real economy. People are hurting. We're seeing, this issue now with food insecurity in America, millions of people not getting enough food, children. And what happens when they taper off these child tax credits? This is going to be another problem because so many people now are dependent on this child credit where they're getting $300 per kid. And that's another reason why some people are still able to get by. But if the free money completely dries up, those people are in big trouble too. And we don't hear anything about the evictions. We don't hear anything about the mortgage forbearance expiration. How many people now have hit the streets? How many people have had to move back in with their parents? The whole thing is a disaster, and it is getting harder and harder for them to paper over this, to cover up over this, because the medicine is not working like it once did. The dollar is buying less and less, and the more they print, the less power it has, the less effect it has on the patient, right? And so they are beginning to realize that the clock is ticking. And the one thing that they thought they could do is print money to infinity forever. And now they're finding out that it is having very, very crucial negative effects on the average American. And this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It's an absolutely beautiful day here, around 80, 82 degrees. People are out golfing, completely oblivious to what's going on. But these same people that golf here daily have pensions, they have their 401ks, and these same people who think that this is going to be around 5 or 10 years from now, these are the people that are going to just be completely taken by surprise. These people out here, and not to say anything bad about them, there's a lot of nice people here, but these are some of the most unprepared people in the country. These people that come out here, play golf, the snowbirds, living off of their pensions, living off the stock market. Everything is fine until it isn't. And many of these people are going to find out that the day of reckoning is coming. And when that day hits, their life is going to change so severely. Your life won't change as much because you've prepared for a while. Many of you have been preparing for years, like myself. Many of you have been preparing for over a decade. And so we're all going to be affected, no doubt about it. This is going to be unavoidable for everybody. But these people right here will be the most affected because they are the most unprepared mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Everything they have is in these markets. Their faith and beliefs are in these markets. These are the people that just believe nothing can go wrong, that the Fed will come in and save them, that everything's too big to fail. 2008 is nothing but a distant memory. They have no idea the nightmare that is coming. You see it, I see it. There is no doubt. You cannot deny what is happening. And all you have to do is go out to your retailers, the restaurants, you see what's happening. Just imagine the amount of manipulation that has been taking place on Wall Street for decades. The party is about to end. And I'm not saying that's going to be tomorrow or next week. But you are seeing the warning signs right now, ladies and gentlemen. Look, it could go up 1,000 points tomorrow. It doesn't even matter. See, the problem here is there's such a disconnect between the reality of the economy and the stock market that it doesn't even matter what the stock market does. It matters to 1 or 2% of people. That's who it's going to matter to. But the rest of us, okay, are going to pay an enormous price for sacrificing this economy for this stock market. And the people out here who are oblivious to what's happening, they are going to be absolutely living in a nightmare when this thing implodes. And I know that there's people out there saying I'm completely wrong. You have to say that because you're getting scared now. You're nervous. You know what's coming. You have to hope that I'm wrong. You have to believe that I'm wrong because you know I'm right and you know what's coming and you're completely unprepared. And I feel sorry for you, but I'm coming to a point where I don't feel sorry for anybody now because you've had so many warnings. You've had so much time to wake up, get out of your bubble, get out of the matrix and prepare, and you didn't. And the day of reckoning is getting so close. All I can leave you with is this, ladies and gentlemen, is get ready, get prepared, because nothing is going to stop what is about to happen. God bless. Stay safe out there.